Hey world, got to do a starter again. So there's the starter hole. I wonder if I can see in the hole. Oh. Looks in there, like in there. Well, that's cool to be able to use the camera to be able to see in the hole. Okay. I got a bunch of oil all over everybody. There's a new starter. Gotta put it in. Okay, so I was a little mistaken on the last video on when I think I put the tools required. What's required is for a 1999 Dodge Ram Cummins turbo diesel, 3/8 ratchet, regular ratchet, a small 3-inch extension, and what I believe to be a 6-inch extension. Okay, so these and 10mm 12-point socket, and it must be 12-point. Absolutely must be, because that's what the head's got, all those little noogies on it. So okay, so it's got to be a 12-point socket. You can't use a 6-point, definitely won't work. Okay, the electrical connection is a 17. I put in my last video is a 15. I use a socket, and the electrical I use a socket, 3-inch, and a 3/8 drive ratchet, and the 3-inch part of the ratchet extension part doesn't go all the way in, just goes like halfway in. That's fine, you can still get it plenty tight. And then as you tight, anyways, and you need a 10mm 12-point box wrench. You need that in, preferably a long one so you can get some leverage. You got lots of room. It's for the bottom bolt. And this is for the electrical. I use a little 1/4-inch drive with a I think it's 5/16. I think that's what that is. Yeah, that's 5/16 as far as I can see, I think. Yeah, so a little 6-point socket on that one. 1/4-inch drive ratchet. Works perfect for the little starter solenoid wire. Okay, and the top bolt, what you're going to do is you put, for the top bolt, you put it together like this. Okay, that's for the top bolt. You go on the top of the starter, or the back bolt, whichever way you want to call it. Then the middle bolt, I use just, I believe, just, yeah, 3-inch. On the middle bolt, you use just a 3/8 drive ratchet like that for the middle bolt. And then the bottom bolt, you use the 10mm wrench. Or you can also get a socket on it to break it loose. But it's much easier with the wrench. If you can get a long one, much easier with the wrench. So that's that. And I think it took me about an hour. This is my second time doing it. I did the last one 2.5 years ago. You can look back on my video 2.5 years ago. Took me like 2 hours last time, although I wasn't trying to go fast. This time I think I did it all in about an hour. Had it out probably in 15 minutes. Then the inside, getting the part and all that kind of stuff. And so it's only 3 bolts and 2 wires. So it's really basic. I'm 6 foot, 250 pounds. If you're any bigger than me, you ain't gonna fit under the truck. You're gonna need to jack the truck up. I'm pretty much as big as you can be going under this truck, regular height. 1999 Dodge Ram Cummins turbo diesel, 2-wheel drive. And this is a lifesaver. They do fog up. If you can get some non-fog, you definitely want safety glasses, because stuff's going to be falling in your eyes. Crapola is going to be going in your eyes, so you're going to be working at like a 6-inch distance, you know. So I normally wear glasses for distance, but close up I don't. So I use this. Safety glasses were awesome. It keeps oil and junk stuff. You need a lot of rags too. I probably used about 6 rags. I used a couple of rugs on the ground to lay on underneath the truck, and that's it. Starts a lot better, that's for sure, a lot faster. The old starter was dragging after 2.5 years. From a rebuild, from original starter lasted from 1999 till 2.5 years ago. This is 2020, so it lasted like 17.5 years, you know, maybe 17 years. The original starter, factory starter, it lasted about 150,000 miles, and in the last couple years. So the rebuild only lasted 2.5 years, but I got it warranted out of O'Reilly Auto Parts. The guys were awesome. A little shout out to the guys at O'Reilly. Thanks guys for being awesome and checking my truck and checking the see if the starter was bad. They diagnosed it free. They put their battery tester on it, checks the alternator, diodes, everything on the truck. You know, you just go to start it right there, and their thing tells you if your starter's bad or not. So it's really cool. Free service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. All right, shout out to O'Reilly Auto Parts. Parts crap, it only lasted for 2.5 years, but these days that's kind of not their fault. I mean, this one was made in Malaysia. We'll see if it lasts any longer. All right, thanks guys for watching. I didn't get any video on this. I'm in the middle of a parking lot right now, so anyways, so, and I just had to get her done. So, okay, all right, thanks guys for watching, everybody. Thank you, world. All right, click like and subscribe. Take care. Bye. Okay, you're also gonna have to reset your clock radio, because you're gonna you disconnect the 2 negative batteries terminals on your batteries on your diesel, so you don't get any sparks down below when you take off the big heavy starter cable, because the big heavy cable going to that starter has got power to it at all times. I don't even think there's a fuse or anything in between that cable. Okay, so yeah, I got to reset the clock. Okay, I also wanted to add that make sure you wear your oldest clothing that has holes in it, and the shirt that you wear, make sure it's going to be junk, because it will get coated when you crawl under your diesel truck to do that starter, because it just gets gnarly when you're on the ground. And I even laid down a blanket and still got wasted. So shorts got pretty trashed. They're both going in the trash. They're pretty bad. The grease probably ain't gonna come out. So just wanted to add that wear some junk clothing.